You have to propel yourself forward. And so I think he's expressing that idea that these guys, their life wasn't exactly what they wanted yet, and they took massive action to do it. And now he's going to talk about the result of that action.
Introduction. The first chapter is how to change the lives of customers you've been called to serve. It says, and this is Russell talking, Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets. As I walked into my inner circle meeting that day, I saw two faces that had just joined the group. They looked a little bit like deer in the headlight, not sure whether they were in the right room. Now notice that he starts immediately with a story, right? He's capturing attention and he's starting immediately with a story, what Dan just talked about, right? There were 21 people in that mastermind meeting, including me, and we were sitting around 3 long tables that were laid out in a big horseshoe shape with a spot for one person to present in the front of the group. He's also bringing to life the actual room itself and some of the details, right? So you can almost envision yourself with them there. As they started the meeting, I asked everyone to introduce themselves and tell about their current business. When I got to Ryan Lee and Brad Gibb, I could hear the hesitation in their voices. We're successful financial planners. About 3 weeks ago, we saw this book called .com Secrets. We bought a copy of it, as well as all of the upsells. The next week, we found out about the event of Funnel Hacking Live. It was happening that weekend, so we quickly bought tickets, booked flights and hotels, flew to the event. Anyways, it's going right into a client testimonial story. Right. So it's the first story, and then it's a client testimonial story. And he says, we flew home. They went to the event. They couldn't sleep, knowing that we needed to be in the group. So in the morning, we applied to join one of the funnels. We hired him for $50,000. Now we're here in Boise with all of you. So they saw something from Russell. They saw what they needed, and they took massive action. And now we're here, and we're living proof that what basically Russell can do is works. So everyone started to laugh because that process of how all that them got into the room was very similar. We want to be able to have our customers experience what just happened to us. We want to try to have our funnels, they responded. No one in our industry is doing anything like this, but we know it works. So after everyone finished introducing themselves, I told them that the meeting was going to be a little different than normal. You see, about a year earlier, I had launched my first book, .com Secrets, which taught people how to grow their companies online with sales funnels. During that time, we saw more than 10,000 people join ClickFunnels, and I watched as tens of thousands of new funnels went live online. As exciting as it was for me to see so many funnels being built, I couldn't help but notice that most of the funnels that went live never generated any leads or made any actual money. There's a big difference between making a funnel and making a funnel that actually converts online visitors into lifetime customers. Now, what's also interesting about Russell here too, now he's presenting a problem and or a felt need that he has experienced with others, and he's putting it here as an opportunity to see, well, do I connect with that same problem? So Dan, so far, this has just been three paragraphs. Anything that kind of sticks out or anything you want to highlight that I said?
I'm not sure where the story's going because, like you said, I haven't read that book yet. But what I noticed right off is that as he's telling this story, he's making it very clear that these two newcomers to the group took massive movement to change where they were. And I think that's kind of, I'm very interested in where it's going to go, but for them to hear about the group and then buy tickets, pay the fee, book a hotel, travel there, walk into a room where they didn't know anyone, where it was obvious that they were uncomfortable, speaks of their desire to have something different in their life. And that's one of the things I try to talk to people about too is, hey, if we're having this conversation, it's because something in your life isn't what you want it to be. And if you want to change that, you're going to have to do something. You can't just sit in a place and have things change. You have to propel yourself forward. And so I think he's expressing that idea that these guys, their life wasn't exactly what they wanted yet, and they took massive action to do it. And now he's going to talk about the result of that action.